Hey planner friends, it's Nia. Welcome to Life with Nia. Today we are doing a March mid-month budget check-in. I am busy in the shop today, working on filling the orders from the Planner Girls United collab sale. And if you have shopped the sale, thank you so much. Y'all continue to bless me beyond measure. And I'm going to be reinvesting sales from this sale back into the business with a printer. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But for our March budget, I think we're on track. There's just been a few things that have been sort of, I guess, unexpected, unplanned for. So all of our bills listed out here on the calendar are where they should be. You have quite a few coming up next week. Let's talk about income. So the projection for the month was 10,372, and mid-month we are at 7,998, which is about 2,374 under the goal. But again, it's mid-month, so I actually anticipate hitting that next week. So we should exceed the 10,372 this month. And I just want to clarify, I've brought it up before and I've tried to find a good way to track it, and I just have not been successful at finding a good way to track it. And when I say track it for video purposes because I'm tracking it, but you all don't always see it. I've talked about Etsy sales being revenue and then what they actually pay me. In addition to what they actually pay me, I set aside a percentage of that for taxes. So even though you may see $1,800 as a payment, that is not actually like money that I have to spend. I'm going to set aside a big chunk of that for taxes. For that week, I actually set aside $450 for taxes. So that is not actually money that I have to necessarily spend and put towards things. I also put aside a portion of that for profit, which comes from the book Profit First. And I've been setting aside a portion of it also for a Roth account, but it's currently sitting in Ally because I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to be over any income threshold, so I haven't actually deposited. I've deposited part of it, but I haven't deposited all of it into my Roth account. For 2022, I know I have until April 18th to do that. I'm pending with a tax person right now on that. And then I also am putting a chunk of what comes in business related back into the business. There's things that I have to purchase. I have to purchase ink. I have to purchase sticker paper. I have to purchase mailers and cello bags and those types of things. Art to keep things fresh. So it is not all money that goes into my personal pocket. I take like an owner's draw that comes to me to quote unquote spend. So I just want to make sure I clarify that, because sometimes the numbers look bigger than what the numbers actually are, which is one of the reasons why I started breaking this up into expenses and business expenses. So for expenses, I hope that makes sense as we transition out of income and into expenses. But if you have any questions about it, please let me know. For expenses, nothing nothing really going on over here. The exception is Petey. I think I shared with y'all. If I didn't share, he had they didn't refill one of his prescriptions, and so calling, I found out it was because he needed to be seen, which he really didn't, but whatever. So the appointment was supposed to be $75. It was $191. I took $100 of that out of his sinking fund, and then $91 out of my emergency fund, which ordinarily I pay for his things out of my emergency fund. That was because he also finally got an updated rabies shot, which We didn't do last year because he was so sick. And that's good because we got all kinds of critters in my backyard. So we did that. I don't remember what that was, maybe $35 or something like that. And then he had a heartworm test and he got a heartworm prescription, and he has a heart issue. So we like, if he has heartworm on top of his heart issue, he'd probably die. So the goal is to keep the dog alive. I know he cannot live forever, but we are doing our best to keep him as healthy as possible in the grand scheme of things, and he's doing great. So that's great. The other thing for him was that he needs to see the cardiologist again, so that will happen in April. They have increased the amount for the cardiologist and the echogram. I think it was $375. Now it's $405, and I had to pay a deposit now, so I paid $125 for that. So that is our normal everyday expenses. For business expenses, I had said I was not going to spend any money except for to buy some mailers. Okay, so, and then these things, of course, are happening. So I bought the mailers. Then I had, this is actually just last night, 2 blades went out. And I only had 2 backup blades, which I'm glad I have backup blades, because you just never know when they're going to go out. Bad blades are good for you because that's how you end up with oops, that one way anyway. So I ordered some blades. That was $30. Actually, it was $36 and some change. So that happened. And then I've purchased art this month, about $50 worth of art. And then I also purchased some things for the planner sesh box. Some of them for either fall or the winter box. So I've shared, especially this last box, it sold out very quickly, that I couldn't restock it because some things are manufactured and I just can't get more because I have to do it months in advance. So I'm already planning for like the winter box and whatnot. So this, I've spent about $300 for planner sesh box stuff. Basically for summer, fall, and the winter box. So all of those are kind of happening simultaneously. And then I spent $70 for a new product that's going to be coming soon. So I have spent a little bit more than anticipated in the business section. I had said I wasn't going to spend anything other than for the mailers. Didn't quite work out that way, and I am going to purchase another printer. So I have 2 printers, 2 inkjets, 1 laser, and I'm going to purchase another inkjet printer. It's going to cost me about $1,000, which is expensive, but it is a printer that a lot of people use. I am seeing my quality not up to my standards, and I know I'm killing my printers. My inkjets, I'm exceeding the duty cycle. So printers have what's called a duty cycle. It's a maximum amount you should be printing every month. I'm exceeding that on both of them. And so that's going to negatively impact the quality. And so I'm not getting rid of these. I'm just getting something that can handle the volume as I continue to grow and scale. So the good news is we have an amazing collab sale happening right now, and you all have shown me amazing love, and so I'm going to be able to pay for that printer in cash. So that's good. Wasn't what I planned to do with the money, but it's fine. It's going to work out great. For our cash envelope check-in, for groceries, we started out the month with $260, and we are currently at $156. I've actually dipped into my grocery money for eating out. We started eating out with $80, and we are at $4. And that was because I had 2 instances where I purchased something that was $5 eating out, and I got $15 back in $5 bills. So that was $40 gone right off the top from my eating out fund. But I'm okay with it as long as I stay within my grocery budget. So that looks like it's going to be fine. Then for bulk shopping, I don't remember what I started out with, but I'm at 86. Petey's down to 145, which is, I like to keep his over 200. So, but I did pay that $100 towards his vet bill from his fund. So, and I also, his medicine, because they filled his prescription, I think, for 7 days. So I ended up buying it twice, in the sense that the 7-day amount was like $3 less than the 30-day amount. So I could not buy the 30-day after he was seen and they went ahead and filled it. But I really got overcharged, not unintentionally. That's just what it cost for a 7-day. So that came from his fund as well. It was essentially like paying for it twice. And then for gas, we started at 168. We're down to 110. I put $30 of gas in my car, but I also bought propane. Whenever I buy propane, I buy it from the gas station, and it comes out of my gas fund just because I'm not spending a lot from my gas fund. And that was $28. So I've spent $58 in gas from the gas fund anyway, this month. For our sinking funds, nothing unusual going on here. I did have the 125 I took from the emergency fund, and then the 91 for PD. But most of my sinking fund money is just money going into those. On the 31st, I will have to pay for insurance. So the other thing I'm going to do is, from my next Etsy check, I'm going to transfer over another $115. That will give me the $330, I think it's $335 that I need to pay for my insurance, and then my car insurance will be covered through June. And then I'm probably going to do the same thing with Shopify. I hadn't thought about it, but I'm going to probably do the same thing with Shopify, because I want to pay for the year so that I don't have to pay the additional increase. It's going up $120 a year. So I plan to do that as well. Let's talk about Shopify real quick. So nothing will get you moving quicker than a bank closure. So if you're not familiar with the SVB bank closure, Silicon Valley Bank collapsed, and a lot of tech companies use them. It sounds like the Fed is going to bail them out 100%, even the amount that they have over 250,000, which is FDIC insured, at no cost to taxpayers, which is interesting because y'all won't help people with student loans, but okay. Anyway, Etsy uses SVB Bank. So I did not get my paycheck when I should have. And Etsy, I think I was getting a lot of my information from the news, so I feel like I was pretty well versed in what was going on, but Etsy was not communicating with the sellers. Some people got an email. I did not get an email. It wasn't until after everything was over and the dust sort of settled, it was like people who were impacted were contacted. It was like, y'all didn't contact me. And then what they sent out to contact was like, we're working on it. So it wasn't even really, in my opinion, transparent and helpful. But that got me thinking, I need to get off of here. Not 100%. I'm always going to probably have an Etsy site. It does serve a purpose, but they use SVB for payments. I don't think it's their primary account. I know it's not their primary account through my research, but to pay sellers. So, they just had to move money around and set up payment programs through other banks that they use. But there was a delay to us because of that. And I'm probably going to continue to see, Petey says hi, I'm probably going to continue to see, because after it posted to my account, it was pending for several days. I don't know if that's just because it's like setting up a new direct deposit from somebody or what. But a Monday payment I didn't have access to until Thursday. It showed up on Wednesday, but I didn't have access to it until Thursday. So I don't know what that's going to look like, but that's annoying. And I did not like the lack of transparency. And so it's like, okay, I need to be off of here and be somewhere else. Now, having said all that, Shopify, some people probably were impacted on Shopify as well, depending on the payment processor you use, because Stripe, which is a payment processor, also uses SVB Bank. That's not the one that I have selected, but you know, it's not to say just because I'm on Etsy, that's why I was negatively impacted. I could have just as easily been on Shopify using Stripe and been negatively impacted. But that lit a fire under me. So I say all that to say that lit a fire under me as far as getting the Shopify website worked on and up. I just don't know. Techie stuff is not my thing. And so when I get stuck, I'm stuck. And I don't want to be stuck like 10 minutes before a sale is supposed to go live or, you know, something like that. So that's the piece that worries me, and which also gets me into procrastination mode. But it definitely is something that I am going to be working on. So for savings this month, our goal is $750, and we are at $743, with the bulk of that $496 going to the emergency fund. For debt, I had a goal to be under $28,785 this month, and we are only halfway through the month. The goal is to pay off $1,500, and if everything were to stay exactly the way it is right now, mid-month, I would be at $29,303, which is about $1,000 lower than where we started, and 2/3 of the way to the goal of $28,785. So I still have Afterpay payments to make. I still have Discover, PayPal, this loan, and the Platinum card. The goal was I was looking to pay off the Platinum card and the PayPal card this month. Because of the printer, I may only be able to do one, but one of these is getting paid off this month. So I am pretty confident that I am going to meet the goal of paying off $1,500 and being under $28,785, which join me back here at the end of the month for a recap to see where we end up. But I'm pretty excited about being able to hit that goal this month. And then as for the goals for the month in general, I think most of them were on track. I think for Ashley so far I've paid an extra $50. Like I said, savings is at $743, so we're just like $7 away from hitting that, so that'll be fine. We're close to $1,000 so far in paying down debt, and then I'm looking at paying off PayPal, looking at paying off the Platinum card. Quarterly tax prep is so the quarter is January through March. I've got everything entered in through March 12th, so I'm pretty up to date on that. I've also sent over all of my tax stuff to a tax professional to get my 2022 taxes complete, so I'm up to date on that. Been tracking my expenses, so far goals are doing pretty good. Now I will say I have not done much with Shopify because I'm in a stuck place on the tax thing, but we're making progress. So that's where we're at mid-month. Would love to know how your budget is going for the month. And if you have any questions about my whole income explanation, I'm happy to answer those as well. I am looking forward to, I'm researching the heck out of this printer unnecessarily, but that is just how my mind works. But I'm looking forward to continuing to provide you all with the best quality for your stickers. So I'm pretty excited about this printer, and I think it is a printer that will last me many, many years to come as we start to expand into different offerings and things. I want to make sure that I have the best quality. So that is what is going on around here mid-month for our March budget. Let me know how your budget is going. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are interested in shopping the sale, we have budget kits available as well, budget scripts, build you stickers, all that good stuff. Be sure to check out StudioBlissCo.com for all your sticker stationery needs. I'll see you next time. Bye.